Let's get this show on the road. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I've been a bit MIA recently. I've had some things going on. For example, I moved. Also, we haven't had much Marvel content. I decided I wasn't going to react to like every single bit that Marvel released because some clips were like 30 seconds and I didn't see much point. So I'm probably going to exclusively do trailers. Maybe like if they release a scene, I'll do that, but that's what I've decided. But yesterday was the release of Loki and I am going to review it for you. Obviously spoilers for Loki episode 1. Go watch it first, then come back to me. So starting off, we had that like 2012 kind of flashback endgame happening, and then Loki like transports to Mongolia, was it, with the desert, which is a little nod to Iron Man 1 with a similar shot. I love that little homage to the movie that started it all. I'm sweating in this jumper. It is so hot and I just wanted to wear green and I wasn't going to put a t-shirt on for some bizarre reason. I love how from the get-go they make it very clear that this is still 2012 Loki and then it's not Ragnarok Loki. And they've done that by like him getting up onto that rock saying glorious purpose. I think it makes it very clear to us as a viewer that this isn't the Loki that we know. It is still previous Loki, and obviously that's heartbreaking, and you know, later on in the episode you do see him almost catch up with what happened, but you kind of like, so that's what's going on. Sassy Loki. I really think that Tom Hiddleston brings that like British sarcasm into it, and I think that's maybe why I really like Loki's humour, is, well, because I'm British, but I also really resonate with that kind of British humour. That is one thing I will say, the comedy, will you stop changing? Will the sun just either stay behind a cloud or just come out and be sunny? Make your mind up. I forgot what I was going to say now. I will say that the comedy in the episode I loved, and I really hope it continues through all the other episodes because I thought it was genuinely really funny. When he went, absolutely not, I was like, it really is for me. I feel like it's like, I don't know whether it's the British accent or whether it is British humour, but I just really like it. I loved Miss Minute and that whole little like cartoon bit. I will say that I'm still really confused about time travel and like the whole of it. I've just learned not to question it and just accept it, because otherwise if you look into it I get so confused. I don't understand it. Someone can explain it to me and I will still know. We had a little reference to Nexus, which kind of links Wanda into it from WandaVision, obviously her being a Nexus being. We had branch into madness with the timelines, and then like the multiverse, and I was like, hello, they are setting up Madness of Multiverse. Is that what it's called? Madness of the Multi... you get my point. The way that I've just forgotten what the film is called. They are very obviously setting that up because they mentioned the film title in that whole bit, so I feel like that's probably like, hey, this is how this movie is gonna work, just so it's a little reference. When they go to France, and I was gonna say France then, when they go to France and the little girl points at the devil, I turned to my friends and I was like, oh look, it's Mephisto. Obviously we know it's not Mephisto because of the end of the episode, and it wasn't going to be Mephisto anyway. Just funny. I really wish that like that had been filmed like after WandaVision happened, so they were doing it to like mock the theories, but Loki was filmed before WandaVision was released, so they didn't do that, but in a way they did do that, but without knowing. Like in my notes I just kept writing that I love Loki's sass a lot, and I love that element that they've put into it. I'm not the biggest fan of the first 2 Thor movies. I honestly just don't watch them and I never choose to watch them, but I am a massive fan of Ragnarok. It is probably in my top 3. I think it is in my top 3. So like I love how they've kind of kept like that Loki from Ragnarok without it actually being Loki from Ragnarok. It's still that like funny sass. Obviously he was sassy before, but I can't comment because I don't watch the films that often. I also wrote in my notes that I aspire to be that sassy, so Loki is now my new role model. It's no longer Natasha Romanoff. So I put, did the TVA confirm that Steve was supposed to go back to Peggy? But there's one timeline and lost. I still don't understand it. I'm hoping they explain it a little bit more, because in a way they did confirm that Steve was supposed to go back to Peggy, but then there's one timeline, so then was he always Peggy's husband? But then don't you feel like Sharon would have known that? I don't get it. Marvel, explain to me. Should have had a counter for how many times he said absurd, because it was in there a lot. I pick up on these things and I was like, oh, he said it again. I mean, it is, I feel like it is very much like not a Shakespearean word, but like I say absurd quite a lot. Maybe it's a British thing, I don't know. I said that I love Mobius. I think he's such a sweet little bear. Love him. I also said I really hope I'm getting my time periods right on this. That I really like the set. It's giving me proper like 70s home vibes. And I think that's the right period. It's definitely like 70s, maybe 60s, but I think it's 70s. Like 70s offices. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. And I love it. I love the whole decor. It's great. I'm thirsty. I need my coffee. It's also really watery, but oh well. The whole DB Cooper bit was hilarious, and I literally applaud whoever thought of that. It was so good. It was so, like, I want to know how that happened. Also the fact that he did it because he lost a bet to Thor. I want to know what the bet was about. Obviously Mobius then starts showing Loki his future, and Hiddleston's acting, I mean, is impeccable. I didn't expect any less, to be honest with you. But his face when his mom died, I was like heartbroken. Yes, I've seen Peggy in the background. Do I think it means anything? Probably not. I honestly just think it's a 1940s woman. I'm not gonna lie to you. I genuinely think it was just like, let's have a time period person in there, and she just so happens to look like Peggy Carter. I'm gonna say it's that. Do I hope it's kind of Peggy and then they kind of... Did you just hear that? I'm kind of hoping that it's Peggy and they're just alluding to the fact that Steve... But then Steve didn't get his happy ending, and I kind of wanted him to have a happy ending, but then, like, it's Steve. I have mixed opinions, I can't deal with it. Poor Casey, being threatened by Loki to be gutted like a fish and then not knowing what a fish is. They used Infinity Stones as paperweights. People died for them and they used them as paperweights. Can you just go revive Natasha for me, please? Thank you. Hiddleston's acting again when Loki watched his future and all of it all the way up until he dies was so good. And honestly, if it wasn't so early in the morning and I wasn't with my friends, I probably would have cried, but I was like, I'm not going to embarrass myself right now. I'm not going to cry. It was so sad. I didn't even cry at Loki's death in Infinity War, but watching Hiddleston, well, Loki watch Loki die, I was like, oh, that hurt. It's too early for that. Can't be dealing with that today. They also literally confirmed that Loki did in fact die in Infinity War. So all of our theories of it being an illusion or it not actually being him were wrong. And I was one of those people that was convinced he wasn't actually dead. But I mean, in theory, he's not dead. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, this is so like not relevant at all. But when the Minutemen or whoever say time signature, all I think about is music and like sheet music and 3/4s and 4/4s. That's what happens when you're a musical theatre student. So we're all in agreement that the Loki fugitive is Lady Loki, right? Because I'm going to call it. Pretty sure that's what's going to happen, because the little girl pointed to the devil with the horns, so obviously that's Loki. And then Mobius says it's Loki, but like also we haven't met Lady Loki yet, and I don't feel like there's going to be two Lokis, because then it'll be like the Spider-Man meme. So it's Lady Loki, and fight me, it's Lady Loki. I'm convinced. Okay, so yeah, that was the first episode. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think this might be my favourite series so far, and it's only been episode 1. I really enjoyed it, and I'm biased to Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I love Sam and Bucky so much, but I really enjoyed it. And I think that's really ironic because out of like the 3 shows that have been released so far, Loki was probably the one that I was least excited for. Then we started seeing footage of it and I was like, okay, this seems different, this seems interesting. And now we've seen the first episode. I really liked it. I really like how funny it is, and it isn't like in your face funny. I don't know, I really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to see where it goes and what it leads to, because I feel like it's going to set up a lot of things. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more. I will be reviewing every episode, so that'll be a weekly thing, so I'll be here every week. I probably will change setting because I'm going home for like a month. And if Marvel would like to release a trailer, that would be really nice. I'm hoping for No Way Home. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.